Oh, oh,
What it
oh,
do?
oh, we got new sounds.
Yeah.
Somebody been busy.
Hey, what my man Juicy J say?
Yeah, ho.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Hey,
starting
listen.
off correct today.
Oh man, I hollered at my alien brothers. And I got some insight on technology and stuff. So I've been working my mojo, trying to get right. Is what it is. How's your week been? Oh, you know what? I take that
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Let's just wait because
First and
it's both sides
foremost,
of the motherfucking coin. Let's flip it.
so what's up, Master Phoenix? How you feeling?
I'm better now. It's been been a while, couple of days, but it's good. But we were discussing earlier about laundry, which I'm so sick of. I was folding the rest of my laundry early, which just so happened to be the sheets and the blankets. Yeah, I'm tired of clothes. I'm tired of washing. I'm tired of folding. I'm just ready to just throw everything out.
Yeah, ho.
I'm tired of that shit. I swear for God. It gets on my last daggone
I'm
nerves.
like, why do I have so many damn sheets? Why do I have so many fitted in flat sheets? Why? Like,
The
why?
the crazy part about it is you're saying that, and I'm saying, why do I not have enough sheets? And why do I have so many goddamn clothes? Right? So yeah, that's been my dilemma. That's been my dilemma.
Oh my God. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I got a
but
lot of clothes in here too, but yeah. Mm.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into it tomorrow on the good old No Filter show. But RIP to all the children and
Yeah.
the elderly that have lost their lives in mass shootings. There was one supposed report that went out in Charles County recently.
What?
Oh, excuse me, that they actually avoided and averted.
Oh, okay.
So shout outs to Chuck County, man, them sheriffs out there, if that's true. I have yet to review the story. I'm gonna give it a couple hours and see if it's really real.
Is that
Um,
the one where they about the 13-year-old?
we're not talking about individual shooting.
Oh, okay.
There was a couple drive-bys and stuff like that. Unfortunately, and that doesn't dumb it down anymore.
Right.
The children have nothing to do with none of this.
Right.
So yeah, RIP to all those that have recently lost their lives to ignorance. And yeah, no matter what, we're gonna have a heated debate tomorrow about it. But we all have our viewpoints. But overall, RIP. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into it because I have a 5-minute segment that I wanted to play over the phone. It's
Okay.
audio, and it's 5 minutes and 11 seconds, and I wanted it's a surprise, and so I wanted you to
Oh,
listen to it wholeheartedly and let me know what you think because I have some bullet points that I want to talk about.
okay.
All right, so on your mark.
Yes,
Would
sir.
have left him.
You and Erica, Serena, Angela.
Why do you feel like you couldn't commit?
I'm not perfect.
His daughter gave him a wake-up call.
Not a lot of people know that Common has a beautiful daughter named Amoye.
It was like 2 a.m. She called me. I saw you out with your girlfriends. I felt like I was being a good father.
Can't hear you. You muted.
Over Tiffany.
Was there just no way of figuring out how to make it work?
I don't want to hurt anybody else. I didn't grow up with my father. I had a void. Something was missing because when I was 1, him and my mother split up. I didn't have that relationship with him, like of presence. My mother gave me all the love she could.
Yeah.
But put the responsibility of the husband onto the young boy. You can't really take the weight of your mother taking the hurt that she's had from her husband and putting that on to you.
When Common became a dad, he couldn't handle the responsibility.
When I first held my daughter, I felt immediate love at the sight of her. And my mother and I weren't together. She needed certain things, and it was becoming too much. It reminded me of my mother. And so anytime that show up, you're like, I don't want this feel familiar in a bad way. I learned to be a man from my homies, and The provide and protect was the two most important things.
Common thought providing for his daughter was enough, but she needed more than a part-time dad.
Trying to balance my career and being a father. Each album advanced my career. Your career is your business, so you have to elevate that business. I want a friend too, like that I can share those things with. My daughter Moye confronted me. I saw you out with your girlfriend's kid. I was like, man, I was just trying to move forward. I didn't love you any less, but if somebody I love has kids, we might be out. I felt like I was being a good father.
Common was pushing Amoye away until one night when she couldn't take it anymore.
It was a late night call, so I thought I was getting a call like, yo, I'm a cool dad. Like, it was like 2 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna call you back. Let's talk tomorrow. And she called me right back. Like, yo, you don't even care. You ain't even see where I was at. And it shook me. I was hurt, and I was mad. That conversation turned into her saying, you weren't there for me. You didn't fight for me.
Common had to become the present dad he wished he'd had, or risk losing his daughter forever.
Some of the stuff I'm chasing, wait, what am I doing? I said, look, you're right, I didn't fight. Moye was harboring those feelings. She felt like, well, I didn't always have my dad here, so if I tell him some stuff he did wrong, then
I'll have him less.
Yeah, I'm having less. I'm like, you really believe some of this stuff? I found myself stuck in the same place. And I was like, man, what can I do to get out of this? We did a joint therapy session together. She brought that to me like, yo, we should do this. That was one of the best things for our relationship. I wasn't the best person, the best father, the best friend that I could have been. I had to get past beyond just like providing and protecting, because love is an action word.
And when Common met Tiffany, he saw she was carrying pain from her past too.
Tiffany Haddish is opening up about her toxic ex-husband.
He told me you can't receive no phone calls or text messages. He did choke me a few times. I was like, I can't live like that.
This was the only man that I had ever thought truly loved me. And I prayed to God to send me somebody that I could have fun with, that I could communicate with, and somebody I don't have to fight with.
Common knew Tiffany deserved a partner who would always be there for her.
Tiffany has a wonderful heart. She is a really incredible human being. The more I get to know her, I just see how selfless she is.
Despite his feelings for Tiffany, he knew he had to do what was right.
Common and Tiffany announced splits, saying they just don't have time for each other.
Yo, I don't want to hurt anybody else. I learned that, as long as you got some things in your list and you know what you want, you're not going to get everything. Because I'm not perfect, so neither would that person be perfect, right?
Right.
Yo, you're not going to get it all.
I got somebody that cares about me that really has my back.
By learning to be more present, Common showed up for his daughter no matter what.
Love is a daily practice. I've worked to forgive my father. With that, I carry a better happiness for myself and the people I love. That pain I had from my father, I didn't even know I had that pain. Moye can acknowledge that she has that pain and heal that pain. So when she go in her relationship, she'll be a whole woman. And you can tell your dad whatever you need to tell him, and the love is going to be there.
All right. Let's get right into it. First bullet point. He never blamed Tiffany. Do you think that she bears some of the burden?
Of their relationship failing?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, it takes two people to make a relationship, and it also takes two people to break it, whether one person may have more input or more, I don't want to say fault, but it may be leaning more towards another person. Each couple, both people have to make or break the relationship. So she has some sort of responsibility as to why they didn't work, but I think she does. I don't think it should all fall on him. And he seems like he's the type of person who just takes responsibility and puts it on himself.
I'm still listening.
Oh no, he just seems like he's the type of person who just take responsibility. He won't make other people be responsible, or he's one of the people like, just to keep the peace, I'll take it,
All right. So that also falls underneath the other bullet point that I had. But let's unpack the fact that he never blamed her. Okay. Here it is, the dynamic that the news, this is my other bullet point, that the news, because it is so feminist and feminism driven, that he was on Red Table Talk too. This is most of the highlights from Red Table Talk, okay? If you could have saw the visuals, you would have seen that it's Jada and her goddamn mother sitting in the background, right?
Doing this.
Yeah. So yep, they slicing it, right? But the fact that he didn't blame her because she's missing something in her life. She has a lack of children in her life. Right? So if you were listening, the media blamed it and saying that his daughter came in between their relationship. You dig? And that they tried to, and these are just all compilations. This is not one series, all together. But these are compilations from different interviews, Breakfast Club, different things. Probably Ayanna Van Zandt. I didn't see her, but I'm pretty sure she's somewhere.
She in there somewhere.
Correct. But the one thing that stuck out to me about it was that he never ever blamed her, and he gave her all the props in the world. The one thing that I didn't hear from her out of the compilation is her faults and the fact that she waited too late. Okay? I've dealt with women that could not bear children. Okay? And they are children overall. They are able to party. You can't go with them certain places. You have responsibilities as a father. And it sounded more like she was latching on, to somebody that bears children. Like you can't, children take up enough of your time, And I'm wearing the girl dash shirt that my daughter made for me for her graduation. You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody has ever paid attention to the past and, the shows that we've had and shows prior to us uniting as one, as the No Filter Show crew and both sides of the coin, that I have interviewed my daughter. I had to go through those problems. I've heard her say that I wasn't there. I had to eat that, But at the same time, we have to talk about responsibility as a parent, right? So as a man, my father was within my household. I wasn't within my father's household, and my parents were married 30 plus years to the day that he passed in that same house. Responsibilities as a man. I would like to know what women look at as a responsible man. Hola, Zena.
Hey, Zena. I think automatically, and this is just the basis of what people say men are or what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be providers. They're supposed to be protectors.
No.
Supposed to.
I got to cut you off. I want to know overall, as the woman that you are, as the women that you are around, from your great grandmothers all the way to your best friends, that are females that have had cycles, had children, some that haven't, who are new mothers. What is the ideal responsibility of a man amongst women? I don't care about the status quo. I can already name those.
Well, I say that because that's usually what they say. That's usually what. Now, my grandparents, or I'm gonna say, my aunt was married to my uncle for 30 something years until he passed. About 3-4 years ago. And from what I saw with them and what the example that they gave us, my uncle was her friend. He was her protector. He was her provider. He also was the disciplinary and the teacher, because discipline doesn't necessarily mean to spank. Discipline just means to teach. And so he did both, but that was who he was to her and to us. So in my family and my friends, I always hear them say men are supposed to provide, men are supposed to protect, men are supposed to do this, men are supposed to do that. My siblings, they look at men different in their friends. They don't look at men as a partner or a friend. They look at men as, what can I get from them? What can they do for me? So it's different in the aspect of that. But for the most part, a man is someone who provides, protects, teach, and lead.
All right. So one of the points that I got from him, and this was basically him at that red table. God damn this red table.
That table is the damn devil.
Was that he
and the people sitting around.
Yeah, he bared most of the most of the force, the blunt trauma, the blunt force trauma, and it sounded like that he had to dig all the way back in his past, thinking about his father. They somehow made it about his dad, right? Now, with my father growing up with a father, right? He had a responsibility to feed, pay the bills, do whatever it took. You know what I mean? We can't just and when we did live off my mother's income, when he had major injuries or he was going through, what he was going through, when we lived off of his income, her income alone, there was a lot of problems within the household. My mother did not like that situation, okay? But when he was up and working,
I'm sure she didn't.
But when he was up and working, there really were no complaints, right? So him being the sole financial provider, making the majority of the money, the breadwinner, right? I didn't hear much from my mother. But the minute that he was down and out, I heard a hell of a lot, right? And so with that responsibility, came decisions. You have to make decisions. You have, as a man, you have to be that backbone, no matter what. No woman, I don't give a damn if the man works at McDonald's. Long as he's working, right?
Yes, that's true.
He felt that he was missing out on his daughter's life because he had a career to do. Like, he had to handle rap, you know what I'm saying? Entertainment. And he eventually became a very well-off actor later on, and I'm pretty sure this is, she looked like she's about 21, maybe 18, something like that. Maybe 15, I don't know. He never gave an age when he actually had this conversation and when the questions came up, but I don't feel like he should feel guilty about doing what he had to do to provide, especially knowing that he was not married at that time. He was a proverbial baby father at that time, right? Who had to do what he had to do. I don't understand the guilt trip that us men have to go through, right? About handling our business, especially if it's legal. Why is it that men have to be around constantly? We are not the nurturers. And we always go through this. We go through this argument amongst ourselves as parents and, former spouses and, relationships. Why does the man always have to be around in order for him to supposedly be a great father? It wasn't like he was out hoeing. He was in the limelight. Like, he was a star.
But and they weren't, him and her mom weren't together. So right. That also brings but okay. So I don't think we put emphasis on how much or how important a father's presence is. And so when you don't have your father there, you are missing something. There are things that a man is very much needed in a home. It is important for you to be there. Now, you working, if you're coming home, like they weren't together, so of course he wouldn't come home to, her. But it is important for a father or a male figure to be in the household, because there are things that you teach children or you bring into a relationship or family or a household that we as women do not. We don't. And even if we try to, it's not right, because that's not who we are and that's not how we are supposed to operate. So there's some unbalance. You guys balance the house. You balance the women. there's a balance there. You are important in the household.
Now, go ahead. No, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No,
finish your thought.
I forgot. Go ahead.
We balance the household. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so you guys do get a lot of you get a lot for not being in the household. But I also don't we as women or the mothers within the household do not get any responsibility as to maybe why they're not in the household also.
Now, shit, I lost my damn point almost.
See, that's why you should.
So basically, yeah, because I just checked it off. So that leads into the point of the fact that he felt like he was a part-time father. Now, with that being said, had he not chased after and gone as hard as he did in life, would they be as well off as they are right now?
No, and they probably would call him a deadbeat, a no good ass father, trifling and everything. See, it's what frustrates me, and I know it frustrates y'all because y'all are the ones that are always targeted, is you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you didn't go and work, if you didn't go and, or in his case, if he didn't go and pursue his dreams and was able to provide this lifestyle and this money, well, and saying that money does not replace anything, but it helps. He will be probably the worst. He'll probably be on child support if he's not already. It'll just be some issue. And he feels like a part-time dad because he's not there. But I think every parent, whether you're home, in the home, or away from home, does not feel like they did what they should have been around more if they're not home. I, as a parent, because I was always working, feel like I missed out on so much of my children's lives because I had to work. I was never home. I would come home. I would get up, take the kids to school. If I was pregnant, and I had the baby, I'd stay home for 2 months, and I go back to work. And I would miss parts of my baby's lives during the day, and I would come home and do things with them. But it was like I always felt like I missed things. And men, because you guys are mainly the providers, you miss a lot. And so there's going to be guilt there anyway. But
no, I don't.
You don't feel like you have guilt?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Hell no. It shouldn't be no guilt. There should not be no guilt for a man going out and getting what the hell he's supposed to be getting. Now,
well, I'm not saying it should be, but sometimes you do feel guilt for not being there. It's like a parental guilt.
The only time we feel guilty is when it's thrown in our faces. And that usually comes from the baby mother and or the significant other. I have baby mamas. I was married. And there's never enough fucking time in the day. Now, while a male is out here hustling to have his quality of life, right? And while a man is out here trying to pay your bills and help you out with the child, when in the hell can a man have time to be around, pay bills, and still live life before he dies? Because we die young.
Hey, Miss Spring.
We die young as hell. And I always bring this up. Men die younger because we work harder. We do more than women. So while y'all are sitting around cooling and y'all got the better of the jobs, y'all get the easier of the jobs, we usually do manual labor and or, for the most part, unless it's these new breeds, the new breed of guys, they don't work hard. They're smart. They're smarter than we were. You know, they went to college. They did what they supposed to do. You know, they have time to be house husbands. A lot of them are complaining that women aren't trying to have children. But for the most part, growing up, once you have a kid, it's go time. It's go time.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember my father always being missing and everything, right? Like he was always at work, always hustling, always getting it in, always doing his thing, right? But when he had free time, it was the most enjoyable time. He gave whatever time he could to me. You know what I'm saying? What another bullet point is too.
Hey, Angel.
Another bullet point that's going to lead into what I'm about to say is, did his mom complain too goddamn much? Did his mother, did Common's mother complain about his father too much? Because see, we don't have no backstory to how they're not together.
But look, the thing, right? That's what I was going to say. There's no explanation of that. But I was also going to say, because did you hear about the fact that she basically kind of made him her husband, and that happens sometimes.
I said that when my pops died. When my pops died, I became my mother's husband. And I must say, very goddamn irritating. Okay, I cannot deal with it. You hear me? But in the meantime,
that happens, and that's not fair. And I make it my business because I have 2 boys. I make it my business to not do that to them. For one, you're a child, so you're going to be a child. I'm not going to put responsibilities on you that I will put on my spouse or significant other. No, you're a child. But a lot of women don't think that way. They're like, well, you're going to be the man of the house. He's not the man of the house.
Now, hold on. It's a big difference. Because my father taught me to protect and be the man in the house. I've been knowing how I got the same gun that he taught me, the first rifle that he gave me to know how to shoot.
He was there.
He was gone. He was at work a lot. No, I'm not. Okay. To keep hers happy, he was at work a lot. Okay.
Okay. I'm sure that helps their relationship.
Yeah, but so this is what I'm trying to get to, right? So I applied pressure to my father working off the feminine energy of my mother. So I would hear her talking shit. I would hear her complaining. I would see her crying. I would see these things when the dude was just out here trying to work. He was just, but when the steaks and the shrimp and the lobsters was coming in and she could eat crabs anytime she felt like, there was no complaints. This is gospel. This is God honesty. You know?
So why do you think, and I don't want to come off it, but why do you think it's like that?
Because women are never satisfied. Women can never be satisfied. And I'm telling you, my mother she's never drank. She never smoked. She doesn't curse. She's been in a Jehovah's Witness for years. But I see that woman come out. It comes out. Even the good ones, even the best ones, stuck by his side. My father wasn't perfect. No, he was not. Neither was she. But I always thought that she was because I spent the most time, so she had the most influence over me.
Right.
You know? But now that I'm a man, I always remember him telling me that, wait till you get a goddamn relationship. This is my wife, nigga. Mind your business. I know her longer than you been born, son. Like, mind your goddamn business. But the one thing that stuck with me is when I got my marriage and I ended up calling him crying. I ended up calling him wondering why my marriage is failing.
It always happens.
And this is when I was a hopeless romantic. This is young puppy love. Like, I'm handling business, you know? And I don't think that women take a lot of the blame for the emotions that they spread around the house. See, the one thing that they never talked about, because this is a feminist movement. We already know that this is all about feminism. It's all about men get overlooked for good jobs. There are no straight men in the school systems. We know this, all right? It just, they don't allow us to be fathers outside of being fucking fathers, okay? The only jobs that we can get is policemen, firemen, shit like that, okay? You're going to go in the military. You can't just be a school teacher anymore. And the minute that the kids get in there and they see a alpha male, they resist.
Yeah. I was about to say, because if it is a man, because there are men teachers at my son's school, and I honestly want him out of that class because he's too soft. And I agree. When I was in school, we had the men teacher. They were men. They didn't play that, but they are very much soft men now in these classes, and they're straight, but they're soft.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that I don't think that this movement is allowing or allotting, is for men to actually tell the truth about what women do to emotionally manipulate and take advantage of situations. Because if women are actually out here not saying anything or not showing examples of emotion, right? Which y'all cannot not do, right? Men can barely do that, but women definitely cannot, right? Correct? Y'all are the emotional leaders, correct? All right.
You remember what I go cry in the closet somewhere, but yeah.
But you have to understand that. But the future men feed off of what they see their mothers and hear their mothers saying. It doesn't matter if a man is not in the presence. You know, and we always talk about the laws of nature. The laws of nature dictate that women are the nurturers. So if you are a nurturer, a natural being, right, that bears fruit, that gives birth to seeds, correct? That everything in the future belongs to the responsibility mostly to the woman. These dudes are out here, these young cats are out here killing. They're jealous. They're possessive. They give their mans and them gifts. That don't come from no damn man.
No, it does not. It definitely
Men
does
don't
not.
ever do this. We just don't. And we do. Guess where they got it from?
The woman. His girlfriend gives him. Yeah.
Woo.
Got it from his girlfriend. Or
Praise the
mother.
Lord. Pass the ammunition. So another thing is too, is that what they don't talk about, and we got to get into this because I mentioned it earlier, is the fact that they never mention the fact that she might be bitter because she doesn't have any children. So therefore, and I've dated women that don't have kids. I have been out and about with women that don't have children, and they don't like the fact that a man has children because they are the kids. They expect all the attention in the world. Because remember now, the first thing that they mentioned, the white feminists, because they was talking in that joint. I could play it back so you can listen to the voice. We know white, we know black. The first thing that they was mentioning is, did his daughter, they didn't say, did Tiffany have a goddamn weakness?
Right.
They said, did his daughter come in between their relationship? Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let me put out there first and foremost, and I want y'all to listen and know this is the truth. Most men do not have a problem with women with children. Some do, but for the most part, men do not have a problem with women with children. It is usually women who has an issue with the man having kids or the men dealing with their children. They want the children. That is so true. I have seen that. I have seen it, and it's disgusting. Okay, and even some women with children have a problem with dealing with men with children. I don't get that. So it could have very much been that Tiffany, like you said, had an issue with him. And since he began getting his relationship back straight with his daughter, that could have been a problem. Children, like you said, she doesn't have any children. So people who don't have children don't know how to deal with children. They can think they do. They can go off what the book says, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But if you have never raised or been around children in different stages of their life, from birth to teenage years, you don't know shit. And if you don't have children, you have to learn to be patient or go get a dog or something, go do something. And I can guarantee you they might have had some fights over that. Well, we're supposed to be going out, or we're supposed to be doing this, and now your daughter's here. Or now, I can only imagine. I have 5 children myself, okay? I can understand if a man who has children needs to spend time with his children.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. I have children.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to understand if I didn't have kids, the importance of having that time, especially if they're not in the home with their kids. She probably didn't understand that. Common seems to me like he's a martyr. And because of that, like you said, he will take on the brunt of the pain. And he even put out there that they broke up because something so simple or whatever, but you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. But yeah, I can guarantee you that was a couple of their fights.
I think that she probably was just too clingy.
You think so?
I think so. I think that she demanded the attention. I've been through this before. But I was lucky and fortunate enough that the one that I did have that didn't have children took on my child.
Well, and that's
R.I.P. to her. R.I.P. to her. So
yeah.
I was lucky in that aspect. But I think that with Tiffany, there's a void there. Because one of the things that she said that she had a friend and somebody she could have fun with. You too old to be having all this goddamn fun. You need a responsibility. You need something to go home to, woman. You need
first and foremost, let me tell you something. I got too much goddamn wrong. I want to have some other fun, but right. And you do want somebody you can have fun with, but like you said, there has to be responsibility there.
Yeah.
And if you're just responsible for yourself, you can't see why you can't have your way.
Correct. Kendra said that it depends on the person. Myself, I don't mind a man having kids nor spending time with his kids. Hell, I encourage it. I'd stop talking to a man if he is a deadbeat. It's a level of maturity and understanding. All right.
That's absolutely true.
But this is the kicker.
True.
But this is the kicker. We're not in Hollywood. So we don't have the substantial amounts of income and extra time and money and the responsibility. I mean, hell, we made a film and it took us how long to do it? Can you imagine being the sole actor or, somebody that has to act these films and the major responsibilities of clearing your mind and putting on a character because you're trying to feed or you have a future or trying to lay down the law because I can buy acreage after this,
right?
As a human being, let alone a man. You know what I'm saying? But he can't be considered a deadbeat when they're well off. Now, one of the crazy things, they brought up all the past relationships that he had. Erykah Badu, all these other people. Erykah Badu should not be brought up because Erykah Badu is a man.
Erykah Badu did some things. I love Erykah, but
she's the ultimate Pisces. She's the ultimate Piscean woman. Piscean women, and they can have multiple men. They can have multiple babies by different men. They remain your friends after that. They just good people. You know what I'm saying? Overall, crazy a little bit, like me, but they can have multiple partners. They tend to be that way. You know what I'm saying? If not, you know what I'm saying? They tend to be that way. But she actually doesn't mind being or having. She always picks the men that are successful. She always all her baby fathers are major rappers, are major figures, that people that are artsy.
That's what I'm thinking.
And she went for the actual skill, and she maintained herself with the children. You know what I mean? Most of her baby fathers loved the hell out of her and wish that they was with her. You know what I mean? But she made that choice not to be with them.
Yeah.
For the most part. So yeah, I don't think that's fair, and I don't think they had a backstory. And I want to listen to what his mama did because he also said, some key things about the feeling of his mother coming through him. Like I said earlier, the fact that. The relationship with his father and the things that he went through with his mother being her husband, that it translated over, into the relationships, supposedly. But, like I said, it's a compilation. So, I applaud him for supposedly fighting for his daughter, which I think that's the wrong nomenclature. I don't really think that should be said because there should be no fight for your kids, period.
Yeah, absolutely. I 1,000% agree with that.
And why the hell was he fighting? Nobody asked that question.
No, of course not.
Why was he fighting for his child? Right? Now, let's get into it, right? So most of the people on here are parents or future parents or whatever. His daughter was saying that she felt like he didn't fight for her. Right, I've heard that from my daughter. I heard that a lot, right, in her teens. And he felt guilty about being seen in the public eye with other women.
With their children.
No, with other women.
He said with their children.
No,
with the other women and their children. He said
with
that
just other women.
Okay.
Because Tiffany Haddish she has no kids.
I know, but he also said she saw him out with the woman and her children.
Okay. Well, so be it. Maybe I lost that point, but if I replay it and I don't hear that.
It was twice.
If I don't hear that.
Okay, go ahead.
Man, you gonna fist fight. I'm gonna knock that, whatever the hell, that turban right off that nugget, okay?
As long as you do something to the head underneath
it, I'm gonna knock it right off. But yeah, okay, Zena. He said that, but fuck all that. Because the main point is that why, and I think we brought that up earlier, right? But let's get into it. Why is it that women are allowed to have the love lives of their lives, demand that men don't bring their children around, don't want to meet their children, right? Because I went through this. But men are not allowed to have a love life and move forward. Why do we have to feel guilty for moving the fuck past this when we have no control? The court systems, the mothers of our children, the resistance from society, period, of us having sole custody. and or being around our children as much as we want, why is it that men are not allowed to have a fucking love life, but women can?
I think it's a couple of things. It's a couple of things. It's a bitterness, but also because that's coming from his daughter. So children don't really understand that. She sees her mom all the time. Most of the time, children are with their mother. So they see their mother all the time. So that's not an issue because the mother's there. Because you're not there, I guess they feel like you shouldn't be, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be happy because you're not with your children. Um, a lot of bitterness is there. I'm going to say it also depends because it just also depends. But for the most part, I think you guys aren't supposed to be happy.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
and we die fucking young.
Yeah, because you're not happy.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Whoa, hold up, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch off because I want to get into something a little bit lighter later. But good old POTUS, as my man Ali Sadiq said. I mean, Cat Williams said, "Weekend at Bernie's, the corpse, the walking corpse."
I watched that.
This is from Twitter. The United States government official. He said that I just signed an executive order that delivers the most significant police reform in decades. It will increase accountability, ban chokeholds, restrict no-knock entries, and more for federal law enforcement officers. And it incentivizes state and local officers to do the same. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's what that is, huh? I wonder who that's for. He just won't just fucking say it. He won't just say it. He won't just say it.
Then he would have to. That would make him admit what the problem is and admit to what we've been saying this entire time.
So I was listening earlier today to a local guy that's running for councilman of PG County, Alara or something like that. He's a foreigner. He's from Haiti, and he was battling Tariq Nasheed and a couple other people on Fox Soul. And I also listened to Stacey Abrams, right? Stacey Abrams. And so what I'm finding out is, and the reason why I don't talk about politics much anymore, is because we are only 12% of the population. Almost 13. Yeah. And because a lot of people that are mixed race, they claim mixed race. And a lot of us don't do census and, things like that, right? So the reason why we're not mentioned and we are grouped amongst others is because we are the minority amongst everybody else. So a majority of the impoverished and the people that suffer, they're going for the lower class whites. They are the majority. They in the Ozarks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They live with the Hicks and the ones that chase black men down and shoot them. You know what I'm saying? Go on their manhunts. And the Asian community, they're moving in. The Hispanic community has always been dominant. We cannot outfuck them. For some, that I don't know what is going on. But so I'm figuring out that the reason why they don't mention us and the legislation is not geared more towards, and they won't write a crime bill for us, is because they will lose the votes because we are not the voters.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
We're not the main voters. And we lead by emotion. So I guess President Biden, thanks but no thanks, asshole. Like nobody really cares anyway.
Yeah, like the Juneteenth ice cream. You seen that?
Hey. Remember, I've changed this year, so I don't care. If Juneteenth ice cream is delicious and it got a message on the back of it, eat that shit. You hear me? Yeah! I want it. I want to eat that shit.
Well, they have if you want to eat Juneteenth, they have a black-owned brand that has the same flavor, so go get that instead. I posted on our page when I go. I forgot what the name of it. I'll post it on our page.
For sure. Did you have any subjects?
No, I thought we were going to tap into the Be Simone, but I didn't send it over. So,
well, I mean, let's talk about it. You heard it. What do you think? It was
I
talking about
see.
Martin Luther King, everybody. Of course, another bit of feminist. Talking
Okay.
about Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay. So the clip that you sent me, of course, I went and watched the entire show. The fact, people, that I am
Oh,
not
I could
working,
play it. Oh, I could play it.
you could play it, but I want you to. The thing is, the clip that was sent was edited. I watched the show. Lord
Oh,
knows that was a long show. That was a
ooh,
long show. And
let's
and the
go.
part that I was looking for was at the end. I was like, I could have just skipped, but I didn't know. So because when we get clips, I always want to make sure that I know fully what is going on. So it started off being, what's more important, reality or perception?
Mm.
She actually got this from someone else's post they put up, and the person asked that question. Then, of course, for some reason, Martin Luther King and his supposed or alleged uh,
Mistress.
adulterous behaviors,
Mm.
are coming out. And so that's how it started. What's more important, perception or reality? And then she said, let's use Martin Luther King, for example. He was a great man. He, what he did, but he also was a cheater, right? So do we go off of the fact that he was a cheater or the fact that he was a great man? And so B. Simone was like, okay, well, let's take Martin Luther King off of here and let's just talk about men. So they didn't play that part. They didn't say that she removed him. And I'm just saying, I watched the whole thing. I know what you're about to say. I'm not backing her. I'm just telling you because I watched the whole thing because I know what you're trying to say. I watched the whole thing. So Martin Luther King, they started with him, but then they went into a whole situation with just men in general. And then they said,
Like
well,
women do.
we can't just say men though. We have to talk about women because women can be no good too. Women are no good too.
Who are men cheating with? I just want to know.
Oh, look, the women. So this is what they're saying. And so this is because I was so angry when I watched the video that you talking about. Are you fucking serious? This man is gone. And regardless of what he did, that's his legacy. What I want to say is, because I ain't about to go through the whole breakdown what they said, because they said a lot. Why does it matter what happened between him and his wife behind their doors? Why does it matter what happened in their relationship if there's any extramarital affairs or anything? That's none of our business. What our business is what he stood for and what he did, what he fought for. That's our business because that's who he was. Regardless of what we do with our spouse or whomever, that has nothing to do with who he is. Now, this man was in the public eye. He was in a position of power. Women flock to that. There's only but so much temptation you can fight off because somebody gonna get poked.
I don't even think it was temptation.
What was it?
I don't even think it was temptation. When you have that much stress and Coretta ain't around, or she might be taking care of the kid,
yeah,
you're gonna need a little head.
What?
Yeah, ho.
You're gonna need a little head. And look, if I'm gonna catch a bullet for you, I'm gonna get my dick sucked.
Yeah, ho.
I'm with it. Don't a man that's gonna catch a hot rock deserve to get his dick sucked?
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree, he does. But the thing is,
thank you.
The thing is, there were so many people willing to suck it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, and that doesn't make him less of a man because that happened. The biggest thing is him and his wife understood. They had an agreement, and whether they agree to, I know you're gonna be out here, this might happen or whatever, that's their business. What happens in your relationship does not dictate what happens when you walk outside this house. You may not be a good husband or a good wife because of that, but I don't think that makes you a bad husband or a bad wife because you have a mishap. Now, if this is a continuous thing, it's gonna be a problem. But the thing is, things happen, and Coretta did not put out there that her husband did this. So I don't think it's anybody's business.
It's all speculation.
Right, it is. It's not confirmed because she's not going to confirm. She will not tear down her husband. Well, she's no longer here. But at that time, she would have never admitted if she knew. And he may have told her. What happened with her husband? That's her husband. He is in the public eye. What?
Coretta, I was down in Mobile, Alabama, and them girls, them women's.
You know they think they got that cornbread. And
they was eating. Yes, Lord, they had the hog maw, and I had that dream.
You so ignorant. You are so ignorant.
I had that dream. Just know that I was thinking about you, Coretta. You hear me? I imagine I was with you. Yeah.
She might have slapped.
Anyway.
But but the thing is, but that's still to me, what happens, and that was another thing they were saying, you're not a good father, you're not a good husband. How can you be a good father if you don't respect me? Now, you can separate those. I'm not gonna say that you can't be a good father if there's problems with the mother. You can be a great father and have issues with the mother. That is their marriage. They're separate. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way. Just like you can be a great wife and have issues with great mother and have issues with the father. You know what I'm saying? It's separate. It should be separate. And I get being respectful. I can guarantee you, he did not show any issues, or she did not show any issues between them in front of their children. Their children probably don't know anything. They know now, of course.
If it was
at that time,
if it was a white woman, he would have been exposed. If you don't know propaganda and you don't know politics and you don't know that he's the leader or the face, can't say the leader, but the face of the civil rights movement, if that was the white woman that they think and suspect, then goddamn it, he would have been killed off bucks. They would have found him somewhere. You hear me? All right? They'll mega Evers you quick back in them days. So I don't believe it. It's all speculation. But speaking of, they call it labial cleavage.
Oh, Lord.
They call it.
Oh, my God. So it's not the
punani. They call it the horizontal mambo or the hairy taco. Y'all former queen of pop, Madonna, has now come out with an NFT, and we actually have film footage. Rock, please roll that beautiful taco footage.
In my hallucination, I saw my beloved's flower garden.
How all you women think y'all vaginas look. But they need to change that to gnats. So she's trying to sell this NFT of her vagina, y'all. All right. I've seen enough.
I cannot.
Now, I don't know if anybody, yes, you can. Yes, the hell you can, because I did, so you can. All right. Now, I don't know if y'all been noticing. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've been noticing lately, but have you seen her pictures of her face? What in the hell is going on with Madonna? Did you see her son doing the Michael Jackson dance years ago?
No.
You should see it. She adopted him, of course, from Africa. And she has him jigging in front of the camera. But I see where she's trying to go, but Madonna, Drake said that your kisses taste like dinosaur butt. So I can't imagine that your yoni, as they like to call it.
Yeah.
Your cauliflower, as Zena says, the camel toe, is really like that. Yeah, I can't imagine it growing trees.
I mean, I can imagine trees. I mean, I'm sure some nourishing there somewhere. Some nutrients.
She is damn near 80 years old.
It don't matter. You don't lose your flavor.
I'm not buying into that NFT. And luckily, I looked up the facts. Luckily, because the NFT auctions have crashed, you will not be seeing it anytime soon. So praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for Joe Biden and this bullshit ass economy and President Putin. Yeah, camel foot. Jesus Christ. Don't nobody want to see a camel
Look,
foot.
that's a
Oh
whole
my
different.
God.
That's a whole different hoof, as you call it,
Jeez.
the hoof.
They got a camel foot. Oh my
I,
God.
I don't. That's those the extra fluffy
Oh, it's wore out.
in,
She
in,
had Dennis
injected
Rodman.
inject.
She had a lot of people. She slept with a lot of black males. Yeah.
I mean, it is
I
what
ain't
it
with
is.
it. So shout outs to Madonna for trying to sell a little pussy online and not actually have to do anything. Better than a Kardashian, I tell you that. I get it. I get it.
All the
better
way.
than, at
All
least
the
it's
way.
digital. Yeah, but trees growing out of it, I get it. You trying to say Mother Earth and all that shit. I don't
The
see that
source.
happening anytime soon. Yeah, I
It's
don't
the
see it.
source.
Yeah, I think she might. Yeah, yeah. She said fat cat. I don't know what we're gonna give me an idea of if you had an idea of what Madonna old ass would grow out of her vagina right now. Give me an idea of what would grow out of her vagina. I want everybody to talk about it real quick. What ladies in here think that what object would grow out of Madonna's hoof?
Edamame.
Edamame? Soy? Soy?
That sure wouldn't be a tree.
Damn, I'm thinking hair weave. I'm thinking hair weave would grow out of her vagina. Yeah.
Wow.
She growing a snake plant. It's all good.
Spicy.
And speaking of which, we're gonna cut it real quick because it's almost time to go. But how do you feel about the mother that is making tens of thousands of dollars selling breast milk to people? She said sea moss.
Sea moss, oh Lord.
Nah, just moss.
Moss?
The green shit out the forest, that part. Sea moss is pretty delicious. I don't see sea moss growing out of there. Jamaicans would be swarming her.
Ivy, poison ivy, maybe.
Yeah. Anything that make your butt cheeks itch randomly.
That ain't nice. We gotta behave.
You're like, this is the side effect of that shit? My butt cheeks itch? Jesus fucking Christ. But what do y'all think about the woman that is actually because soy products and all this stuff, the breast milk shortage? How do y'all feel as women about the breast milk shortage and the women making tens of thousands of dollars? Don't y'all wish our titties was still leaking?
No.
See?
No. See, look, I be rich. That lactating stuff ain't no joke. I mean, it's smart, but I think taking full advantage, like, it is work though to lactate and give, but I think some people just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It ain't tricking if you got it, so I guess she good.
Nigga, if I could milk, I'd do it right now. I'd be
You
rich.
can milk,
I'd
you just can't
have
drink
50 breast pumps. I'd have 50 of them lined up just getting rich.
Oh,
Yeah.
believe me, you never use a breast pump, and so if you did, you wouldn't be that confident in how much you're gonna be doing.
When the hell they gonna have a goddamn sperm shortage?
They don't, because you guys, there's no sperm shortage. Look, Moe milk 2%.
Nah, I needed to be a sperm shortage right now.
There will never be a sperm shortage.
I think it should be.
You guys can masturbate and ejaculate how many times a day?
That don't mean it's full of sperm. There are too many men out here that cannot produce babies.
Yeah, and it's a lot that can.
I can produce babies. I am certified. They run in the bloodline. You hear me? Yeah. So anytime they have a sperm shortage, guess what I'm gonna buy? The milker. 500.
It's gonna be a hand doing this. Oh, let me get back to the camera. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah, she said the titty got one size bigger. Yeah, I've seen that. I've looked at that. It looks really weird and awkward at times.
Oh, it is terrible. You have knots under your arm, knots in your boot. Oh my God, I did that 5 times. What was I thinking? Oh God. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's worth it though. Good. It's worth it.
Yeah, for sure. But of course, everybody, we have to shut the show down. And of course, I'm your man GIMO, aka Non-GMO, on all platforms. And naturally, every Wednesday we're here I'm here with the Blue Phoenix. And make sure y'all check out redvisioncinema1word.com, man. We actually have a site where you can get our content and don't have to have too many commercial interruptions on YouTube, IG, or anything. And you can catch us on IG Live. That's crazy. We are now broadcasting all over the place, y'all. So, yeah, everybody's going to know that I am willing to give my sperm.
Oh, goodness. Good gracious. He's ready, willing, and able.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? You make me want to sing a song.
Do it.
Because we haven't done that in a long time.
Let's go. What we got?
I don't know why Bruno Mars and Addison Paak been on my
Let's go. I'll back you up with the ad lib.
Smoking out the window. What do you say? This bitch got me bent over. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
I'm with it. I don't even know the words of the song. I have not listened to that song, you know, but yeah.
For some reason, my son likes it. I'm like, why? Because they say this bitch. You want to get beat, don't you? But anyway, I am the Blue Phoenix. You can catch me on the Blue Phoenix here every which way. Here on Wednesdays, of course, we said that we are working on some new material for you guys, some new some new things for you guys. I just want to say I appreciate you guys. You said Phoenix, you, the mistress and Mrs. to the Moe. His hell no. And so damn, what was I saying? Anyway, yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on. I just want to thank you guys for always being great viewers and friends and followers. And when we're here, you're here. When we're not here, you're here. I just thank you guys so much. We love you so much, and I appreciate everybody, even Mr. Moe and our engineer. Don't be flipping me off.
Hey, I'm gonna shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And I engineer the one.
I said I engineer.
The only. What's his name?
Rocketh. Tell me.
They call me Rock.
And he do that because he can.
Oh man. So of course, everybody, now it's time to say goodbye to all our family. FUC. Why?
Oh, you.
Because we see you.
Wednesday night on the both sides.
YOU.
Cohen.
Why? Because it's fuck you.
Fuck you.
It in both sides of the coin, Snickers.